So today we're going to be learning how to measure the punch roller brush in a spiral pattern configuration. So as suggested, we always start from the middle, measuring the length of the core. In this case, from end to end, 600 millimeters. So your length of your core is 600 millimeters. Your diameter of the core, outside diameter, 65 millimeters. Inside diameter, better measured with the vernier, at 39 millimeters. These are all very important measurements, as usually these brushes will be to fit an existing machine or to fit housing designed to suit. So please just don't hesitate to double check all those measurements because we want you to have the best product available. One other thing to measure with the spiral brush, just like any brush, is your outside diameter. So in case we didn't get that before, I need to clarify this. So in this case, it's 170 millimeters. So from there, we've established what the core is. We can also look at things like the brush face. So, okay, the core was 600 millimeters long, but we want to see the brush face. So, from the tip of the bristle to the tip of the bristle. So that's the component of the brush that'll be doing the work or making the contact with the application. Okay, so we've established the core, the length, inside and outside diameters, the brush face. Now we're going to look at more at the bristle. So we're going to look, before we look at the bristle, we're going to look at the size of the hole that the bristle comes out of. So this one here measuring 6.58 millimeters. So our drill hole sizes that'll insert the tufts work in basically 0.5 of a millimeter increment, starting at 3.5. So in this case, I know it's a 6.5 mil hole. Secondary to that, which will give us the density of one of the components that will give us our density, is the pitch. So the distance from one hole to the next. You can measure this from the center of the hole to the center of the next hole, or if you feel more comfortable, the outside, so the outside of one hole to the outside of the next hole. Either way, you should end up with the same measurement. So here I'm going to measure outside to outside, and I'm reading approximately 10.7 mil. So I'm going to double check that against inside to inside. Yep, that looks good to me. So 10.7 millimeters is the pitch along. So now we're going to look at the configuration of the spiral. So how many spirals there are will obviously affect how well the brush performs. If it's going to be too hard, not hard enough, not dense enough, whatever it may be, but we're going to take this one for what it is. So being it's at 2 rows, so 2 starting rows, 1, 2, we need to figure out how many turns or revolutions the brush has over its life. So doing it this way, as there's 2 starting rows, I'm going to skip every second row. So 1 revolution will take us out to here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we call that 4 turns over the length of the brush. So you'll should have 4 by 2, 1, 2, means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. So that's basically how to measure your spiral brush. One other key information is not necessarily needing the amount of spirals if you don't have access to it. But what will help is, again, we've got 2 starting rows. Tell us the pitch. So again, the distance from one row to the next row. So in this case, I'm going to take that as 70 mil pitch. And that'll be consistent all the way through the brush. So the brushes are made with a CNC type program. So there's no variance, it's all done according to spec. And that's how you measure your spiral pattern brush.